What if your bedroom window was literally above the clouds? Not a nice view, not a high floor. I mean above the clouds, where the only thing between you and the open sky is glass. You roll out of bed, walk barefoot across white oak flooring imported from a 900-year-old abbey in Austria, and the entire island of Manhattan is laid out below you like a glowing circuit board. To your left, Central Park, 840 acres of green, looks like a postage stamp from up here. To your right, the Hudson River, the Statue of Liberty, and on a clear day, you can literally see 4 states. We're not talking about a nice apartment. We're talking about a penthouse mansion in the sky. Welcome to the most extraordinary addresses on planet Earth. Quick, if you're new here, subscribe right now. We're breaking down the real prices, the insane amenities, the names behind these properties, and one detail near the end of this video that will genuinely shock you. Stay till the end. It's worth it. Let's set the scene, because when we say penthouse mansion, we're not talking about a 1-bedroom apartment with rooftop access. In New York City in 2026, the word penthouse has evolved into something almost mythological. These are full-floor residences, sometimes spanning 3 or even 4 floors, perched 800, 900, sometimes over 1,400 feet above street level. They come with private elevators that open directly into your home. No hallways, no neighbors at your door, just you and the sky. The interiors? Think soaring ceilings, sometimes 26 feet high, floor-to-ceiling glass walls on all 4 sides. Open concept great rooms larger than most people's entire homes. Custom kitchens designed by world-renowned studios. Wine rooms that hold 700 bottles. Spa bathrooms with silver travertine slabs. And outside, private wraparound terraces where you can literally have dinner while New York City performs below you like the greatest show on earth. This is not a home. It's a statement. And in 2026, New York is still the undisputed world capital for this kind of living. Now, the question everyone actually wants answered. How much does all of this cost? Because the numbers are going to stop you cold. Okay, the numbers. Penthouse prices in Manhattan in 2026 range, and I need you to hear this clearly, from $8 million to $195 million. Yes, $195 million. For an apartment. Here's what different budgets actually get you. On the lower end, $8 to $30 million. You're in boutique buildings in Brooklyn Heights or Tribeca. Still spectacular. Still a penthouse. But minor leagues compared to what's at the top. 30 to 100 million? Now you're on Billionaires Row. The legendary stretch of 57th Street where the world's tallest, skinniest residential skyscrapers stand shoulder to shoulder. Buildings like 157, 432, Park Avenue, and 111, West 57th Street. Price per square foot here runs anywhere from $2,000 to over $10,000 per square foot. And at the very top, Central Park Tower, the tallest residential building on the entire planet, has a penthouse originally listed at $250 million. It's currently asking $195 million. And somewhere on this earth, a billionaire is about to write that check. Just in February 2026, a duplex penthouse at 1122 Madison Avenue on the Upper East Side entered contract at $89.5 million. And a Tribeca penthouse at 70 Vestry Street closed for around $57 million. One of the biggest downtown Manhattan sales of the year. This market, it doesn't slow down. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to walk you through the 4 most jaw-dropping addresses on Billionaires Row. But I'm also saving the most insane ownership story for later in this video, and you will not see it coming. Let me walk you through the most iconic penthouse addresses in New York right now. Central Park Tower, 217 West 57th Street. At 1,550 feet tall, Central Park Tower is not just the tallest residential building in New York, it's the tallest in the world. The penthouse soars 1,416 feet above ground, spans 17,545 square feet across 3 floors, and comes with a 1,433 square foot outdoor terrace. Literally the highest residential terrace on the planet. From here, you don't just see New York. You see New York the way a pilot does. 111 West 57th Street, the Steinway Tower. This one is almost physically impossible. It's the skinniest skyscraper on Earth. The quadplex penthouse occupies 4 floors, the 80th through the 83rd, with 11,480 square feet of living space. Currently listed at $110 million, making it the most expensive residential listing in New York City as of 2026. 4 floors. In the sky. You don't walk between rooms, you walk between levels. And wait, I haven't even told you about the man who paid $238 million for a single address in this city. That story is coming up in about 2 minutes, and it genuinely puts everything else in this video into perspective. Keep watching. 220 Central Park South. This is where the all-time record was set. Hedge fund billionaire Ken Griffin purchased a multi-floor residence here in 2019 for $238 million. Still the most expensive home sale in U.S. history. The residence spans approximately 24,000 square feet with 360-degree views of Central Park. The average American home is about 2,300 square feet. Ken Griffin's penthouse is 10 times that size. In the sky, the Mandarin Oriental Residences, Columbus Circle. In January 2026, a combined floor at the Mandarin Oriental hit the market for $80 million. 2 units merged into one residence. 5 to 7 bedrooms, 8 full bathrooms, floor-to-ceiling windows with views stretching to Connecticut, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. The monthly maintenance fees alone, over $26,000 a month. And that covers in-room dining, a 75-foot pool, spa treatments, and a chauffeur's lounge. Former residents: Jay-Z and Beyoncé, Ricky Martin, Gisele Bündchen. The address speaks for itself. Before we get into the insane things inside these homes, I'm saving the most shocking detail about penthouse ownership for the very end of this video. A lot of people don't know this, and once I tell you, it'll completely change how you think about this market. Stay with me. Now, what's actually behind these doors? Because it's not just about the views. It's about what happens when you close the door. Technology. These homes are fully integrated smart environments. Lighting, climate, entertainment, security, all controlled from a single interface, or AI systems that learn your habits and adjust everything automatically. Temperature regulation, window tinting, mood lighting. The home literally adapts to you. The wellness infrastructure. Private fitness centers that would embarrass most public gyms. Yoga studios with panoramic window walls. Spa treatment rooms. Indoor pools. Not just any pool, but lap pools and infinity pools with skyline views. And some buildings like Sutton Tower have partnered with Blade, the helicopter company, for private flights to the Hamptons in summer. The social spaces. Private dining rooms with full catering kitchens. Screening rooms that rival commercial theaters. Wine cellars with humidity-controlled storage for hundreds of bottles. The Sutton Tower penthouse alone has a wine room holding 700 bottles. The outdoor spaces. This might be the most underrated part. In a city where a 200-square-foot balcony is a luxury, these penthouses have thousands of square feet of private outdoor terrace. The Upper East Side triplex at 180 East 88th Street has 3,500 square feet of terrace across 3 levels. That is larger than most Manhattan apartments. And it's all outdoors. All yours. All sky. Privacy. A private elevator opens directly into your residence. No lobby waiting. No shared hallways. Your front door is the elevator. For celebrities, CEOs, and royalty, this kind of anonymity is priceless. Now, who actually buys these places? Let me tell you about one man, because his story answers that question better than any list could. His name is Ken Griffin. He runs Citadel, one of the most powerful hedge funds on earth. And in 2019, he didn't just buy an apartment in New York. He bought a sprawling multi-floor residence at 220 Central Park South for $238 million. At the time, it was the most expensive real estate transaction in United States history. But here's the part that most people miss. That wasn't his primary home. Ken Griffin lives in Miami. He also owns properties in London, Chicago, and Palm Beach. The $238 million New York penthouse is essentially a pied a terre, a place to stay when he's in the city. That is the world these penthouses exist in. Michael Dell bought 157 for over $100 million. Bill Ackman, another hedge fund titan, also at 157. Saudi royal family members are confirmed buyers at 432 Park Avenue. For the ultra-wealthy global class, a New York penthouse isn't just a home. It's a position. a hedge against currency risk, a status signal that transcends national borders. And according to 2026 market data, ultra-prime Manhattan real estate, above $50 million, remains one of the most resilient asset classes on Earth, precisely because the inventory is so tiny. When you're buying at that level, the phrase market downturn is almost irrelevant. So where does this go from here? In 2026, the New York penthouse market is showing no signs of slowing. The first 2 months of the year alone saw Manhattan record over $700 million in contract value in a single week, its best week in nearly a year. Developers are building higher, thinner, and more technologically advanced than ever before. New elevator technology now allows residents to travel from street level to the 129th floor in just 90 seconds. Less time than it takes to make a cup of coffee. The definition of luxury itself is evolving. It's no longer just marble countertops and a doorman. Today's buyers want biometric security, air purification systems, saltwater pools. Yes, NYC buildings are now installing saltwater pools and green certified sustainability features. In 2026, environmentally certified buildings are commanding actual premiums because buyers at this level care about their carbon footprint almost as much as their view. And the competition for these properties is going global. More than ever, the buyers aren't New Yorkers at all. They're purchasing a second, third, or fourth home, treating a $90 million penthouse the way the rest of us think about a vacation condo. New York's skyline will keep growing, and at the very top of those towers, the most extraordinary human habitats ever built will keep reaching higher. Now, I promised you one last detail. The thing most people don't know about this market. Here it is. A significant number of these ultra-luxury penthouses, the $100 million ones, the ones we've been talking about in this entire video, sit empty. Not temporarily, permanently. Research into Manhattan's ultra-prime buildings consistently shows vacancy rates for these units that would be unthinkable in any other property market. Owners visit for a few weeks a year, if at all. Some have never spent a single night in the property they paid over $100 million for. For the people buying at this level, these homes aren't really homes. They're vaults, trophy assets. The Manhattan skyline itself is the product they're buying, and the view from the window is just the receipt. Somewhere tonight, in a tower above this city, there's a penthouse worth more than most people will earn in 1,000 lifetimes. The lights are off. No one is home. And it is, by every financial metric that matters to its owner, performing exactly as intended. And that is your inside look at New York's skyline penthouse mansions in 2026. From a $110 million quadplex at 111 West 57th Street to Ken Griffin's $250 million palace above Central Park, to penthouses that no one lives in the most densely populated city on Earth. These aren't just homes. They are the physical proof of what human ambition, engineering, and capital can build when there are no limits. If this video gave you something to think about, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below. If money was no object, which of these penthouses would you choose and why? I genuinely read every single one. The next video is right here on screen. I'll see you there.